All right, so let's be real. You're probably listening to this deep dive, all comfy, sitting down.
Yeah, probably.
But by the time we get through all this cool research on human movement, well, you just might be feeling a little bit antsy.
A little restless.
Restless, yeah. Today, we're diving deep into this article. Humans are built to move, not sit. It's got this catchy subtitle, Evolution Didn't Account for Couches or Desks.
Catchy, yeah.
And it really gets you thinking. You ready to uncover some seriously fascinating stuff?
Absolutely, let's go. This article really digs deep into how we live today, you know, our modern lifestyle, and how it kind of clashes with, like, our evolutionary blueprint. And it looks at, like, how much we move or don't move and the huge impact that has on our bodies and minds.
It all goes back to, like, our ancestors. Think about Homo erectus, always on the go.
Yeah.
They couldn't just, like, order takeout or hop in an Uber, right?
No way. For them, survival was all about movement. Hunting, gathering, migrating, constantly on the move.
Walking, running, literally for their lives.
Exactly.
The persistence hunting, right? Imagine just chasing an animal for hours.
Oh.
Until it just collapses from exhaustion.
Talk about a workout.
But it's not just the physical side of it, is it?
Right. What's really fascinating is how movement is tied to brain power. All that walking actually helped their brains develop.
Wow.
More blood flow to the brain from all that activity, help them solve problems, be creative, and adapt. Crucial stuff for survival and evolution.
So basically for, what, millions of years, moving was non-negotiable.
Yeah.
It was just part of being human.
Yeah.
And then we invented the chair.
Uh-oh.
A chair.
Yeah. The article actually mentions this kind of scary stat. On average, people today spend like 10 hours a day sitting. More than we sleep.
That's crazy when you think about it.
10 hours. It's kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And it's not just about feeling a little stiff after a long day, right? It's like our bodies are sending us a warning signal. Oh, yeah. Big time. And the effects, they go way beyond just feeling stiff. When you sit for that long, those big leg muscles, the ones meant for, like, powerful movement, they basically shut down. Less blood flow, bad posture. And that can set off a whole chain reaction. Weak core muscles, back pain, even problems with your metabolism.
And the article even compares sitting for too long to smoking, saying it increases the risk of death by 10 to 20%.
That's a serious wake-up call.
It is. But, I mean, we don't have to go full caveman, do we? Give up our comfy chairs, hunt our own food.
No, not at all. The article talks about this idea of movement as medicine, emphasizing that even small changes can make a huge difference, like just a 2-minute walk every hour.
Really?
Yeah, it can really get your blood flowing better and lower your chances of getting chronic diseases.
It's like hitting the reset button on your body. What's actually going on inside, like at a cellular level when we move?
Well, think of your muscles like little power generators. When you use them, even with moderate activity, you're boosting your metabolism, helping your body use insulin better, and allowing your cells to process fats and sugars more efficiently. Plus, there's the effect on your brain.
Right. The article talks about something called BDNF.
Yeah. BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Think of it like fertilizer for your brain cells. Helps them grow, survive, and connect. And you know what? Exercise really ramps up those BDNF levels.
Interesting.
Which helps with something called neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to adapt and rewire itself.
So how did that help us?
Huge implications for learning, memory, mood, even protection against brain diseases.
It's amazing how something as simple as moving can have such a big impact on our whole system. But it's not all about hitting the gym for an hour a day, right?
Yeah.
Do all those little movements we make throughout the day actually matter?
Absolutely. Crucial, actually. Fidgeting, stretching, taking the stairs, they all count. All those little bursts add up to what's called neat non-exercise activity thermogenesis.
Neat.
Okay. It's basically the energy we burn for everything we do that isn't sleeping, eating, or formal exercise.
So all that fidgeting actually adds up.
It all adds up. It's about changing our mindset. Movement isn't just something we schedule, it's something we weave into our lives.
Right. And the article makes this really interesting point about our workspaces. Imagine trying to explain to a caveman that our biggest threat today isn't a saber-toothed tiger, it's a desk.
A desk.
Right.
It sounds crazy, but it's true. Our desks and couches, while they seem harmless, are actually contributing to a ton of health problems. And not just physical worries.
Yeah, like that afternoon slump. It's not just boredom, is it?
Nope. It's our bodies and minds telling us something's wrong. When we're inactive for too long, our endorphin levels drop. Those are the feel-good chemicals that help with mood, stress, and even pain.
So less movement, less happy.
Got it.
But there's this whole movement towards rethinking our workspaces, right?
Yeah.
Like standing desks. Are those actually helpful?
Research suggests they are. Even standing for part of the day can help balance your blood sugar, improve circulation, and lower your risk of those chronic diseases. And then you've got treadmill desks, cycling desks. It's like the office is becoming a gym.
It really is. Are these just fads, or is there actual science behind them?
There's a lot of evidence that moving more during the workday can boost brain power, improve focus, even spark creativity. Companies like Google and Facebook are designing whole workspaces with movement in mind. Walking paths, stretching zones, you name it.
Wow, that's really interesting. It's cool how they're realizing how important movement is. But what about those of us stuck in more traditional offices? Any simple things we can do to sneak in more movement during the day?
Even without fancy equipment, there's plenty you can do. Try standing up or pacing whenever you're on the phone. Or the 28-2 rule.
The 28-2 rule, what's that?
For every 30 minutes, aim for 20 sitting, 8 standing, and 2 walking. Simple way to break up sitting and keep your body active.
That's a good tip. Easy to remember. But it goes beyond just our individual choices, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Our whole culture seems built around sitting cars, work, even how we entertain ourselves.
You're absolutely right. It's a systemic thing. Think about places like Japan, where walking and biking are just part of life.
Right.
They have lower rates of obesity and chronic diseases, and their cities are often designed for walking.
The article mentions this 15-minute city idea, everything you need within a short walk or bike ride. That sounds amazing.
It does. It not only encourages physical activity, but also builds community and reduces our dependence on cars. Good for us, good for the environment.
Win-win. And let's not forget about having fun. Our ancestors didn't just move to survive, they moved for pleasure too. We need to rediscover that joy in moving.
Definitely. Dancing, sports, hiking, exploring nature. Finding things that make you want to move is key. Even virtual reality games can get you moving in new ways.
It's about embracing movement in all its forms, not as a chore, but as a celebration of what our bodies can do. And speaking of celebrating, let's talk about those places where people live incredibly long lives, the blue zones. What do they have in common?
You got it. Movement. And not just exercise, but movement woven into their daily routines.
So like gardening, walking to see friends, taking the stairs.
Exactly. It's not intense workouts. It's an active way of life that keeps them moving naturally all day long.
Living proof that movement is the key to longevity. And longevity isn't just about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years.
Exactly. Imagine being 80 and still able to hike with your grandkids, dance at a wedding, or just move through your day with ease. That's the power of an active life.
Like investing in your future self. I'm curious, how does movement specifically impact us as we age?
Well, physically, regular movement helps keep your joints flexible, muscles strong, and bones dense. Important for preventing falls and fractures as you get older. It also boosts heart health, improves circulation, and helps regulate blood sugar, which lowers the risk of things like heart disease, stroke, and diabetes.
So movement isn't just about feeling good, it's about protecting our bodies as we age.
Exactly. And don't forget the brain benefits. Studies have shown that regular physical activity helps sharpen memory, improve focus, and even reduce the risk of dementia and Alzheimer's.
Wow, it's amazing that moving our bodies can have such a big impact on our brains.
It is. When you move, you increase blood flow to the brain, which delivers oxygen and nutrients. And it stimulates production of BDNF, that brain-boosting protein we talked about, which helps brain cells grow and connect.
So it's like a workout for your brain, keeping it sharp and healthy as we age.
Exactly, like cross-training for your brain.
Yeah.
And the best part is, you don't need fancy equipment or expensive gym memberships.
That's great to hear.
It's about finding ways to move more in your everyday life. Taking the stairs, walking to errands, gardening, dancing.
I like it.
So many options.
Yeah.
And the key is to find things you enjoy. Things that make you want to move. It shouldn't feel like a chore.
It should feel good.
It should. It should bring you joy and energy.
That's so important. If you hate running, don't run. Find something you love. Swimming, dancing, hiking, yoga. There's something out there for everyone.
Exactly. And remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about progress, not perfection. Some days you'll move more than others, and that's okay. The important thing is to make movement a regular habit.
Make it part of your routine.
Exactly. Like brushing your teeth. You do it without thinking because you know it's good for you.
Right.
And just like brushing prevents cavities, moving your body prevents a whole bunch of physical and mental problems.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
This whole conversation has been really eye-opening. It's definitely changed my view on movement and aging. It's not about fighting against getting older. It's about embracing what our bodies and minds can do throughout our lives.
I agree. And one of the most powerful things to remember is that we have a choice. We can let our surroundings and habits control how we age, or we can actively take charge of our health and well-being by making movement a priority.
And those choices, even little ones, they build up over time, shaping not just our physical health, but also our mental sharpness, our emotional strength, and our overall experience of aging.
Well said. And as we go into the next part of this deep dive, I want to challenge our listeners to think about what's one small change you can make today to move more?
That's a good challenge.
It could be something as simple as taking a walk during your lunch break, parking further away from the store, or dancing to your favorite song.
I love that. It's not about changing your whole life overnight. It's about making little choices that add up over time.
Exactly. Small steps lead to big changes.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. We always think of aging as this inevitable decline, like slowly becoming less mobile.
Yeah.
But these blue zones, these places around the world where people live super long lives, they seem to be telling a different story.
Right. It really challenges how we think about aging gracefully. In the blue zones, movement isn't something separate. It's just woven into their everyday lives.
Yeah.
It's not about crazy workouts or marathons. It's just staying naturally active day after day.
I can picture these vibrant communities, people walking to see their families, working in their gardens, just naturally navigating hills and stuff as part of their day.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty idyllic.
It is. And it's not just stories. Studies show that people in blue zones are generally more active and have lower rates of chronic diseases. They're living proof that movement is a key to longevity.
But longevity isn't just about, living longer. It's about quality of life, right?
Absolutely.
Staying independent, having energy, keeping your mind sharp even as you get older.
Yeah, and that's where movement really comes in. Imagine being 80 and still being able to hike with your grandkids, or dance at a wedding, or just, move through your day easily and gracefully. That's the power of staying active.
It's like investing in your future self. I'm curious, though, what are some of the ways that movement specifically impacts our bodies and minds as we age?
Well, physically speaking, moving regularly helps maintain flexibility in your joints, strengthen your muscles, and bone density.
Okay.
All super important for preventing falls and fractures when you're older. It also keeps your heart healthy, improves blood flow, and helps regulate blood sugar, which lowers the risk of things like heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes.
So it's not just about feeling good, it's about actually protecting your body as you age.
Exactly. And we can't forget about the cognitive benefits. Studies show that being physically active can improve memory, focus, and even lower the risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease.
Wow, it's pretty amazing that something as simple as moving our bodies can have that much of an impact on our brains.
It is. It's all about increasing blood flow to the brain, which delivers oxygen and nutrients to those brain cells. And it stimulates the production of BDNF, that brain-boosting protein we talked about earlier, which helps neurons grow and connect.
So basically, movement is like a workout for your brain, keeping it agile and strong as we age.
Exactly. Cross-training for your brain. And the best part is, you don't need fancy gyms or equipment.
That's good.
It's about finding ways to move more in your daily life. Taking the stairs, walking to run errands, gardening, dancing to your favorite music.
Yeah, all those little things.
Tons of possibilities. The key is to find things you enjoy that make you want to move. It shouldn't be a chore.
Right.
It should be something you look forward to, something that brings you joy and energy.
I think that's so important. If you hate running, don't run.
Exactly.
Find something else you love, whether it's swimming or dancing or hiking or yoga. There's something for everyone.
Absolutely. And remember, it's not about being perfect. Progress over perfection. Some days you'll move more than others, and that's totally fine. The main thing is making it a habit, a regular part of your life.
Like a routine.
Exactly. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't even think about it, you just do it because you know it's good for you. And just like brushing your teeth prevents cavities, moving your body can prevent so many physical and mental health problems.
Makes sense. This whole conversation has been so insightful. It's really changed how I think about movement and getting older. It's not about fighting against the inevitable. It's about realizing the incredible potential our bodies and minds have to adapt, grow, and thrive throughout our lives.
Absolutely. And one of the most empowering things is knowing that we have a choice. We can let our environment and our habits control how we age, or we can actively choose to prioritize movement and take charge of our health and well-being.
And those choices, even the small ones, they all add up over time. They shape our physical health, but also our mental clarity, our emotional resilience, and ultimately how we experience aging.
Well said. And as we move into the last part of this deep dive, I want to challenge our listeners to think about this. What's one small change you can make today to incorporate more movement into your life? It doesn't have to be big. It could be as simple as taking a walk on your lunch break, parking further away from the store, or even just dancing to your favorite song for a few minutes.
That's a great way to put it. It's not about making huge changes overnight. It's about those small, conscious choices that really make a difference over time. Wow, we've really covered a lot in this deep dive into movement and the human body.
We have, from persistence hunting all the way to 15-minute cities.
Quite a journey.
Yeah, it has been. We looked at the science, the history, even how different cultures influence how we move or don't move in today's world.
And one of the biggest takeaways for me is just how connected movement is to our physical and mental well-being at every age.
Absolutely. Boosting our brain power, regulating our mood, helping us live longer, protecting us from diseases. Movement really does seem like this incredible, almost magical thing.
It does. But I gotta admit, sometimes it feels a bit overwhelming.
Yeah, I get it.
We hear all the time about how important exercise is, but then life happens.
Right.
We're stuck in traffic, we're at our desks all day, we're staring at screens.
It's tough. It's this constant balancing act, trying to fit our modern lives with what our bodies were designed to do. But I think we need to shift how we see things.
I mean,
Instead of thinking of movement as this separate thing, something we have to do, what if we saw it as an opportunity, like a gift we give ourselves?
I like that, a gift. Because it really is, isn't it?
It
It's
is.
how we honor our bodies, how we reach our full potential, and how we experience life more fully.
Exactly. And it doesn't need to be this huge, time-consuming thing. It's about finding those little moments throughout the day to move more. Choosing to stand instead of sit, walk instead of drive, stretch instead of scroll.
Making those little choices, even when it'd be easier to just stick with our old habits.
And I think those small choices, they really can add up to big changes over time. Not just for our physical health, but for our mindset, how we see our bodies, even how we experience the world around us.
That's a really good point. It's not about trying to reach some fitness goal or look a certain way. It's about creating a lifestyle that supports our well-being as a whole.
Exactly. It's about being in tune with our bodies, respecting what they need, and finding ways to move that feel good, that make us happy, that make us feel alive.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one message you want to leave our listeners with?
Well, if there's one thing I hope you take away from all this, it's this. Your body was made to move. So move. Celebrate that. Make movement a part of your life, not just for the physical benefits, but for the mental, emotional, and maybe even spiritual benefits it gives you.
That's a powerful message. It reminds us that movement isn't just about our muscles. It's about our freedom, our ability to make choices, our capacity for joy and expression.
Well said. And remember, every step you take, every stretch, every dance move, it's all a step towards a healthier, happier, more vibrant you.
Thank you so much for taking us on this incredible deep dive into movement and the human body. We hope you've enjoyed it and feel inspired to embrace the power of movement in your own lives.
It's been my pleasure exploring this fascinating topic with you. And to our listeners, keep moving, keep exploring, and keep discovering the amazing potential that's within you.